Shut the f*** up. Shut the f*** up.
The rap game ain't just about the bars, it's about respect. And in the streets, if you move reckless, somebody's gonna check you. From viral moments to deadly ambushes, these rappers found out firsthand what happens when the streets doesn't mess with you. Leading the pack is NBA Youngboy. Now, you already know this list wouldn't be complete without NBA Youngboy on it. He's one of the most feared and talked about rappers in the game, but even he ain't untouchable. One of the closest calls went down when he was shooting a music video in Watts, LA. The thing about Watts, it's not just some random neighborhood in LA. This is one of the most active areas, and outsiders don't just walk in without checking in. Youngboy and his crew either didn't know or didn't care, but either way, the locals made sure to press them. In the video that surfaced, you can see Youngboy walking around, already heated, yelling, "You heard me, Vicky." The tension in the air was thick, and just as Youngboy was getting louder, a car rolled by with dudes hanging out the windows, pressing him and his crew. They were throwing threats, making it clear he wasn't welcome. Now, this is where things took a dangerous turn. Somebody from Youngboy's team allegedly pulled out a strap. That's when everything flipped. These dudes in the car, they dug down fast and sped out. The crowd that been watching, they started screaming and running in all directions. It only took 1 second for the whole situation to turn into chaos. And just like that, the video cut out.
Get down, bitch! What the fuck? Oh shit, go!
Nobody got hurt in the end, but this wasn't the only time Youngboy ran into issues in LA. That same month, another tense confrontation went down, this time with gang ties. Not long after the Watts situation, Youngboy found himself in another face-to-face altercation. This time was a bounty hunter, Watts Blood's affiliate. What started it? Nobody really knows. Maybe Youngboy had been moving too recklessly, or maybe it was still over him being in LA without proper connections. Whatever the reason, it got heated fast. In the first video, you can see Youngboy and the dude yelling back and forth, both refusing to back down. Youngboy was hyped, looking like he was about to swing first. But just as he took a step forward, one of his boys grabbed him, trying to de-escalate the situation.
Fuck all that. Fuck all what? What? I'm running on the wall. Fuck what you fuck with something. You gotta perform. It's Bonnie on this though. It's happening. Bonnie on this. Fuck you. All this glory, all that blood.
Youngboy might have been ready to throw hands, but his teammate knew better. Later, another clip surfaced showing Youngboy arguing with the same dude, but in a different spot. This time, it was more of the same. Both sides talking big, but nobody making a move. Youngboy was still pacing back and forth, clearly on the edge, still yelling and trying to get past his team. You could tell he wasn't ready to let go.
All these pussy ass niggas. Ain't nobody all these pussy ass niggas. Oh yeah. Man, you got all these niggas. Ain't nobody holding me. Man, you wanna do something, do something. Ain't nobody holding me. You see him holding me. See this nigga NBA Youngboy? Ain't nobody holding me though, man. Fuck you.
Even though this one didn't end in the fight, the message was clear. LA ain't the place to move reckless. No matter how big or dangerous you think you are, if you don't have the right connections, you're going to get pressed. And if you thought NBA Youngboy was done making headlines, think again. The tension surrounding his name only got bigger, and before long, it wasn't just him in the mix. King Von, O-Block, and NLE Choppa found themselves caught in the crossfire too. NBA Youngboy versus NLE Choppa. When NBA YoungBoy dropped his diss track, Bring the Hook, aimed straight at O-Block and King Von, the internet caught fire. Von's people wasn't trying to let that slide, and it didn't take long before the backlash started rolling in. One of the first to respond was Lil Reese, who wasn't impressed by YoungBoy's tough talk. DJ Academics added fuel to the fire when he tweeted that YoungBoy was on demon time, hyping up the beef even more. But Lil Reese wasn't buying it. He clapped back, saying, "That ain't no demon time. He just rapping like the rest of these rappers all rap." Basically, Reese was calling cap on YoungBoy's street talk, saying it was just music, nothing more. Then came NLE Choppa, who decided to chime in and back up Reese's statement. He made his stance clear when he co-signed it, saying, "I stamped that." That was all it took for fans to start picking sides. Choppa was rocking with Von's camp, and in doing so, he was putting himself in direct opposition to YoungBoy's fan base, a group known for riding hard for their favorite rapper. What Choppa probably didn't consider was how wild YoungBoy's fans can get when they feel someone's disrespecting their GOAT. Turns out, one of those fans was really about that action. NLE Choppa was minding his own business at the airport, waiting for a flight, when a YoungBoy fan spotted him. But this wasn't just any fan. This dude was on a mission. With his phone recording the whole thing, he walked up to Choppa and asked, "You NLE Choppa, right?" You could hear it in his voice. He wasn't asking for no autograph. He was trying to provoke something.
I asked you mad times. What? Stop playing.
Before Choppa could even process what was happening, the fan swung on him. At that moment, the situation went from trolling to real life action. Choppa wasn't one to back down though. He immediately fired back and the two started scrapping. The screen cut out for a second, but by the time the dust settled, Choppa and the fan had thrown hands.
Yeah, are you NLE? I asked you mad times. What? Stop playing with me. Yeah. Yeah, what's up? What's up? Yeah, so what about them? Yeah, what's up? Yeah, what's up? Yeah. Hey, yo. Yeah, I just knocked out NLE Choppa. He's a fucking bitch. Fuck, nigga. Oh, 4K trait, nigga.
After the scuffle, the fan wasted no time hopping on his phone to brag about it, claiming he had just checked NLE Choppa. The clip went viral, with fans debating whether the fight was real, staged, or just a clout chase move.
He just beat up NLE Choppa, the rapper. That nigga ain't about nothing. Ain't big NBA, big 4K tray over here. Y'all feel me? He just knocked out a rapper. Hold on.
Choppa wasn't about to let the internet run with their own version of events, so he linked up with DJ Academics on his podcast to set the record straight. He made it clear that it wasn't no one-sided beatdown like the fan was making it seem.
So he walked up, but by the time I looked up to see him, I guess he had already called my name a few times or something. So
because you had your headphones on, so you didn't hear him.
I didn't hear shit.
It felt like he was saying, yo.
In another interview with Revolt, Choppa provided even more details, breaking down exactly what went down. He explained that he wasn't out there looking for trouble, but when the fans started pressing him, he had no choice but to defend himself. He kept it 100 about the fight, saying, "I wasn't scared. Dude swung, and I hit him right back in the mouth. Then I hit him again with a left. We squared up after that, but when I threw another right, my flip-flop gave out, and that's when I went down." TJX6 and Lil Baby. Detroit scam rapper TJX6 had the internet going crazy back in 2019 with his own dark web. He wasn't rapping about the usual street life. His whole thing was about finessing people, stealing identities, and running credit card scams like it was just another hustle. What made it even wilder was how openly he talked about it. Dude was on IG Live, counting stacks, flexing all the money he made off of scams, and even showing himself dropping off fake checks at Wells Fargo like it was just another day in the office.
Yep, another 10. It's another 10 right here.
But see, the thing about running scams it always catches up to you. And TJ messed up big time when he made the mistake of involving the wrong name, Lil Baby. TJ was feeling himself so much that he took to Instagram, flexing what he claimed was Lil Baby's personal ID. He straight up told his followers that he was about to get rich off of Baby's info, saying he had everything he needed to pull off a serious scam. Fans immediately started warning him, yo, you better take that down, cause if there's one thing you don't do, it's play with Lil Baby's name in the streets. But TJ didn't listen. He left the post up like it was a joke, thinking that nothing was gonna happen. Fast forward a few days, and TJ X6 is out in Lenox Mall in Atlanta, just doing his thing. But Atlanta, that's Lil Baby's city. It didn't take long before a group of goons ran up on him, ready to teach him a lesson for what he did. The video went viral. It showed TJ booking it, straight running for his life through the mall. These dudes chasing him wasn't playing, and if they had caught him, things could have gone real bad. Luckily, nobody pulled up a weapon, but it was clear that day they were out to make a statement.
Goddamn fighting the goddamn Lennon, bro. You nigga fighting, God.
Later, TJ hopped on IG Live to explain himself, trying to play it off like he wasn't just gonna stand there to get jumped. He admitted that he was outnumbered and wasn't trying to be the tough guy in the situation.
Like I said, man, sometimes you gotta run, bro. If a group of niggas jump you, what you gonna do, bro? What you go stand there, or you just go, what? You gonna run, nigga? I had to run, bro. What y'all niggas expect me to do?
This whole situation just proved that playing around with the wrong name, especially in a city where that person has real street ties, can get you checked real quick. Speaking of Lil Baby, he almost got checked himself, this time out in St. Louis. Baby was just getting ready for his show, minding his own business, lacing up his shoes, when suddenly some goons ran up on him, talking wild. They were mad because he pulled up in their hood without checking in first. Now Baby wasn't even sure what the issue was at first. He stayed calm, looked at them, and said, "What's the issue?"
What he said?
Come on, gang.
You can tell that by the video, Baby wasn't backing down. He wasn't in his own hood, but he stood his ground and didn't let the situation shake him. At the same time, he wasn't trying to escalate anything. Instead of feeding into the energy, he kept his cool, stayed collected, and made sure things didn't go left. At the end of the day, the whole situation just shows that it doesn't matter how famous or successful you are. If you pulled up into the wrong place without giving heads up, things can turn bad real quick. So far, no one died, but unfortunately, the same can be said about this next rapper, Julio Fulio. Julio Fulio had been living on the edge for years, rapping about street life, beef, and bullets while navigating the same dangers he put in his music. He had already dodged death a few times, but on June 23rd, 2024, his luck finally ran out. The Jacksonville rapper was turning 26, and to celebrate, he threw a pool party at an Airbnb. The night was supposed to be a vibe, but the police weren't having it. Before things could even get fully lit, they pulled up and shut everything down. With the party spot shut down, Fulio and his people needed somewhere else to go. They ended up at the Home 2 Suites Hotel in Tampa, thinking they had escaped the drama, but the drama wasn't done with them yet. What they didn't know was that 5 masked gunmen were already waiting. Dressed in black, armed and ready, they posted up outside the hotel, watching and waiting for Fulio to pull up. At 4:40 a.m., Julio's car rolled into the lot, and that's when the shooting started. Gunshots rang out, tearing through the car, and the masked men unloaded everything they had. It wasn't just a few shots, it was a full-on ambush. By the time the smoke cleared, Julio was gone, checked out for good. 3 of his homies got hit too, but they made it to the hospital. This time, there was no escaping death. It didn't take long before the police started rounding up suspects. They arrested 3 people almost immediately: Sheen Gathright, Alicia Andrews, and Isaiah Chance Jr., all young, barely in their late teens and early 20s. But the feds aren't done yet. They're still on the hunt for Devin Murphy and Rashad Murphy. Every single one of them is facing first-degree murder charges. Soulja Boy tried to prove he still had respect in the streets. Back in 2017, during his beef with Chris Brown, Soulja was out here trying to act reckless. He thought if he pulled up to the hood on IG Live, it would solidify his street cred and show that he was really outside. But see, there is a difference between outline clout and real life respect. Instead of getting love, he ended up getting checked. The video started with Soulja walking up to a group of dudes looking like he was trying to fit in. He was talking loud, moving wild, and trying to dap people up like they were cool. At one point, he even throws up his arm around one of the guys, probably thinking that they was gonna make it seem like he belonged. Big mistake. The dude wasn't feeling it at all and immediately told Soulja to back off. You can see the whole energy shift. Soulja was trying to save face, put his phone down like he was really about to square up. But before anything could really happen, the video cuts off, leaving everybody wondering what popped off or if Soulja Boy backed down.
And Big Soulja ain't gonna catch no fame cause I'm worth too many M's, you dig? Hey, what's going on, man? They say Soulja ain't from the hood. They say Soulja ain't from the hood. Get off me though. Oh, yeah, that's like me though. What's happening? Hold on. What's up, nigga? What's up, man? Who phone is it? My brother's phone. That's my phone, nigga. That's my phone. That's my phone. All right. That's what I'm saying. It better not be blood. So I'm broke, nigga. Like I said. Yo, stop all that weird ass shit you got.
Now, whether Soulja actually fought it or not, it didn't matter. The clip had already gone viral, and the internet was clowning him. But here's the thing, this wasn't the last time Soulja got pressed in public. Fast forward to 2019, and Soulja once again found himself getting checked, this time in Casanova. The two ran into each other at Sirius XM, but this wasn't no friendly meetup. Word on the street was that before the camera started rolling, Soulja Boy had been yelling at a woman, acting disrespectful. In Casanova, he wasn't having it. As soon as the video starts, you can see Soulja looking tense, while Casanova lets him know straight up that he needed to chill with the disrespect. Soulja, trying to act like he wasn't fazed, started talking back, but Casanova wasn't there for no internet games.
You screamed at a lady, you bugging the fuck out, homie. Yo, you bugging out. You got shit all over your face. You bugging out. You high, you snapped. I understand. But you bugging out, homie. I'm not worried about no. I'm not talking about no drugs. I'm saying you high weed. I'm not saying you on no drugs. You didn't see how she ran out?
But you don't understand how they treat you.
I understand what you're saying. It's females, homie. Look.
You can tell by Soulja's body language that he knew he was in the wrong. He wasn't acting loud like he usually does. Instead, he was trying to laugh it off, probably realizing that this wasn't a situation he wanted to escalate. This whole incident with Casanova just highlighted what people already thought and been saying, that Soulja might be a legend when it comes to internet moments, but in real life, that energy doesn't always work. Both times he got checked, it was because he was trying to flex too hard. In both cases, his crew had to step in and keep things from blowing up. But at the end of the day, Soulja kept it pushing like nothing happened, even though the internet never forgot. The Baby. In September of 2018, The Baby found himself in a heated situation while shooting a music video in East Atlanta. He was out there working on the visuals for his track, 21, just minding his business, focused on the shoot. But see, in some places, you can't just pull up without checking in first. While the baby and his film crew were in the middle of setting up shots, a group of goons pulled up, making it clear they had some questions. The whole thing was caught on camera. In the video that surfaced, you can see this dude standing across the street, keeping a close eye on what's going down. They didn't rush in right away. Instead, they posted up, watching, trying to feel things out. Then, they started pressing the baby with questions. They wanted to know why he was shooting in their hood without permission. One of them even hit him with a, "What's your permission slip?" That was basically their way of saying, you didn't check in. But the baby, he wasn't one to back down or let himself get punked. He responded quick and calm. Ain't nobody signed no permission slip. Nah, that wasn't the answer they was expecting. One of the dudes clapped back saying, "I got to see something. This is my city."
What's up with y'all? What's happening? Oh yeah. Oh. Ain't nobody signed up a permission slip for me. Huh? Oh yeah. I ain't know that. Okay.
The tension in the air was real. The baby was outnumbered, and situations like this can flip real quick. Most rappers in a moment like this will either back down or start wilding. But the baby kept his composure. He wasn't looking for no unnecessary problems, but he also wasn't about to let them talk down on him. Instead of acting reckless, he made his stance clear, saying, "I ain't no peewee though, so it don't go like that. It gotta be respect. If y'all come with respect, y'all get respect."
Okay. Look cool. You said what? Nah. I don't know nothing I ain't get told about. Nah. Ain't none of that going on. Look, like I say, I fuck with all the little youngins out there. That's cool. Well, they're cool. Hey, well, they're cool. They ain't gotta fuck with me, but I ain't signing no permission slip nowhere. That ain't what I do. Hey, look. If you want to come, if you wanted to come politic, you could have came in politic. Hey, that's all good, big homie. They said he could have just came in politic. You know, that's what real niggas do. I ain't no peewee. But check out what I'm saying. I ain't no peewee though, so it don't go like that. It gotta be respect. It gotta be respect. You see what I'm saying? That's all it is. It gotta be respect. Look, nah. Y'all just come, y'all get respect. Y'all would've got the utmost respect. You see what I say? What's good with y'all? Y'all alright?
That move right there, that's what separated the baby from a lot of these rappers. He wasn't about to get punked, but he also knew how to diffuse a situation without making it worse. And in this case, it worked. The whole situation could have gone sideways real fast. It could have turned into a fight, a robbery, or worse, a shooting. But instead, the tension slowly died down before anything popped off. The baby didn't back down, but he also didn't let it escalate into something worse. And if you thought that this was his only close call, you'd be making a mistake. Just a month after this, the baby made headlines for something way more serious. While shopping at Walmart, he got into a confrontation with a man who, according to reports, tried to rob him. Things escalated fast, and the baby ended up shooting the dude in self-defense. The case was investigated, but in the end, the baby walked free because it was ruled justifiable self-defense. It just goes to show, whether it's the streets or Walmart, the baby ain't the type to let anybody press him without standing his ground. King Von. In Chicago's South Side, King Von, born Davon Daquan Bennett, wasn't just any rapper. He was O-Block to the core, a product of Parkway Gardens, and everybody knew his name held real weight. Unlike some rappers who fabricate their past, Von was deep in the streets. By the time he was a teenager, he was already dodging cases, ducking ops, and gaining a reputation that stretched far beyond the city. Von didn't just break into the rap game, he stormed in. In 2018, after beating a murder charge, he dropped a crazy story, a track so vivid, it felt like watching a crime scene unfold. This ain't no regular car, it's a SRT, and we pulled up with sticks like we playing hockey. The song was a certified drill anthem, and when the sequel dropped, his fame exploded. But before the rap money came in, Von was already infamous. Back in 2014, he was rumored to have been involved in the shooting of Jakira Barnes, aka K.I., a female shooter from the ops side. She had a notorious reputation, and Vaughn allegedly put her down, though he was never officially charged. The streets talked, and the word spread fast. Vaughn even addressed viral beefs in his music. Put a pretty op in the morgue, huh? Called that drop dead gorgeous. Chicago drill scene is full of long-standing wars, but one of Vaughn's biggest rivalries was with FBG Duck. The two threw shots at each other constantly, with Vaughn subliminally dishing dead ops in songs like War With Us. You said you're gonna slide, you got some nerve. We put in work from 64th and from 65th, we not from 63rd. But rap beefs from Chicago don't stay on wax, and Vaughn knew that better than anyone. On November 6, 2020, Vaughn and his crew hit a Monaco hookah lounge in Atlanta, looking to turn up for the night. What he didn't know was that Quando Rondo and his Rolling 60 Crip affiliates were there too. Vaughn and Quando's set had history, and when they crossed paths, tensions exploded. What started as a fist fight turned deadly in seconds. Gunshots rang out, Vaughn got hit multiple times, and the shooter, Timothy Lil Tim Leaks, a close affiliate of Quando. Vaughn was rushed to the hospital, but it was too late. He checked out at 26 years old. Vaughn's death shook the drill scene. The streets were hot, and everybody was waiting to see if Vaughn's crew will retaliate. But the law enforcement was watching close. Lil Tim got booked for murder, but he claimed self-defense and was released. Then in October of 2024, the story took another turn. Lil Durk, Vaughn's closest ally, was arrested for allegedly orchestrating a hit on Quando Rondo. The feds claimed that Durk's crew was behind the killing of Rondo's cousin, Xavier Robinson. The case only added more fuel to the war that Vaughn left behind. Quando Rondo. And speaking of Rondo, back in 2019, Quando was allegedly checked by some Hoover Crips affiliates while he was out in LA. At the time, he was repping Rolling 60s neighborhood Crips, but when the Hoovers pulled up on him at the mall, they wanted to see if he was really about it. They asked him straight up, "Where you from?" Now, this is one of those questions that can get real bad if you answer the wrong way. Instead of claiming his set, Quando told them, "I ain't from nowhere." That move right there, that's what saved him. The Hoovers let him slide, and the situation didn't turn ugly. But the fact that he denied his affiliation when pressed didn't go unnoticed. Even though he walked away unharmed, Quando's problems didn't stop there. Not long after, a picture surfaced online of him throwing up gang signs in LA, and that got people heated. Folks started calling him out for repping the set in private, but not claiming it when it really mattered. That's when a dude named O'Shawn Martin hopped on Instagram to call Quando out directly. He made it very clear that if Quando was going to throw up the set in one place, he better keep the same energy everywhere, not just when it was convenient.
So at the end of the day, bro, this is what it is, bro. That dude bring bullshit upon himself, bro. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Like I don't care nothing for that nigga. That nigga's not nobody to feel sorry for. That nigga he start problems. He you know how you got a problem starter, like a person that starts shit, but he not a person that ends shit. He can start shit, but he can't end it. He one of them type niggas.
The streets don't forget. And this was Quando's first real taste of the consequences that come with picking sides in gang culture. But things only got worse from there. Fast forward to August of 2022, and Quando found himself in an even more serious situation. He was in LA, once again, riding around with his crew when 3 gunmen rolled up on him and started firing. The attack was fast and brutal. Quando got lucky. He managed to survive the ambush unharmed. But his close friend, LaPab, wasn't so fortunate. Pab tragically lost his life right there at the scene.
Sheriff's deputies pulling out a man who had been shot in an SUV. Savannah rapper Quando Rondo, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
Quando was shook. In a matter of seconds, he lost one of his closest homies. And the reality of the street life hit him harder than ever. After losing Lil Pab, Quando took to Instagram to let the world know that he was done. He posted a story saying, "My main man's is gone," and a lot more. "I'm cool on a lot of stuff. If I feel like you're not with me, there is no reason for me to be holding on to you. No need to shake your hand or fake something with you." That was Quando's way of saying he's stepping back from the street life. But see, the internet never forgets. As soon as Quando announced that he was leaving the Crips, social media was not letting him off easy. Folks started clowning him, saying he was backtracking after spending years repping the set. They accused him of trying to quit the streets only after things got real. But from Quando's perspective, it wasn't about running, it was about survival. Quando had already been through too much. Losing his boy was a wake-up call. And now, he's making moves to distance himself from the life before it takes more from him. Jake Jit. Jake thought he was untouchable, repping Wagga and Bully Gang while running with Fulio's KTA crew. He moved like the streets couldn't touch him. But if there's one rule everybody knows, it's that certain lines can't be crossed. And in mid-2023, Jake crossed one of them. Jake and his squad pulled a move so cold, it had the whole city talking. They rolled up to the grave of Royal D.N. Smith Jr., better known in the streets as 23, and started flexing, disrespecting his name. But see, 23 wasn't just any random dude. He was tight with Youngin Ace. His death had already left scars in the city. Flashback to 2018, Ace, 23, and their homies were out celebrating 23's birthday. They knew the risk, knew how fast things could go left, but one slip up was all it took. As they were leaving, the ops pulled up and let the clips loose. Gunfire ripped through the car. When the smoke finally cleared, Ace was the only one left breathing. He took 8 bullets, but somehow he made it. Everyone else, gone, including 23. Instead of leaving that history alone, Jake ran his mouth non-stop, dissing 23 and clowning Ace at every chance. He thought it was all just rap, but in the streets, karma, don't forget, Jake's luck ran out fast. One day, he was moving reckless, feeling invincible. The next, he was caught lacking on the highway. It was no warning, no argument, no back and forth, just gunfire. And just like that, Jake Jit was gone. As soon as word got out, Jake's ops started celebrating. They wasn't holding back. Pictures of Jake's shot up ride started making rounds online, and his enemies wasted no time clowning him. One diss track straight up disrespected his death, and even Youngin Ace couldn't resist jumping in, getting his licks in. He hopped on IG, dropping a few words that said it all. Jake we, like F your mama, free spin. That wasn't just rap beef anymore. This was personal. Tekashi 6ix9ine. For years, Tekashi 6ix9ine has been trolling, beefing with rappers, and calling out gang members online, acting like he was untouchable. But on March 21st, 2023, all that talk finally caught up with him when some goons caught him working out at LA Fitness in Florida. Now, 6ix9ine ain't exactly the type you would expect to be posted up at the gym, lifting weights like a regular person. But that's exactly where he was, just minding his own business, trying to get a workout in. The problem? He wasn't moving careful enough. Some dudes recognized him, followed him straight into the bathroom, and set it off. No talking, no warning, just straight up hands.
Yo, jump 6ix9ine, bro. Yo, homie, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm a fan, bro. Yo, I'm a fan. I'm a fan, bro. I know, I ain't jumping, bro.
When the video hit the internet, it spread fast. And let's just say, nobody felt bad for him. Boosie was one of the first to start clowning him, hopping on social media saying, LMAO, snitches get stitches. Other rappers, street dudes, and fans all piled on, laughing at Tekashi for finally getting caught lacking. For a long time, People had been waiting to see him get checked for all his reckless talk and trolling he had done over the years. Let's be real, this wasn't random. Tekashi has spent years making enemies by snitching on the 9 Trey gangster bloods in court, putting a bunch of dudes behind bars, mocking people who had issues with him, bragging that he was untouchable, pulling up in different cities, talking crazy online, and acting like nothing could ever happen to him. For a while, it looked like that was right, but the streets never forget. After the attack, Tekashi was hospitalized with injuries in his jaw, ribs, and back. But instead of just taking the L and moving on, he decided to sue. In January of 2025, almost 2 years later, Tekashi 6ix9ine filed a $1 million lawsuit against LA Fitness, claiming they were negligent for not having better security. He basically tried to flip the situation, saying that it was the gym's fault for not keeping him safe. Shortly after the incident, police arrested 3 men, Rafael Menda Jr., Octavius Menda, and Anthony Maldonado. All 3 were linked to the Lighten Kings gang and were charged with robbery and battery. Many believe that this was payback for Tekashi snitching on 9 Trey, even though the dudes who attacked him weren't even part of the set. Either way, the message was clear: his past wasn't forgotten.